Massive episode of Hold All Tickets, 7 group races at Caulfield this weekend. Adam, it's magnificent racing.
It's great racing. Hopefully I can find some winners this week after I went a little bit large last week.
We're having a big focus on autumn and surprise, Brownie would have loved ChatGPT in his school days.
What's ChatGPT? Coming up now, Hold All Tickets. Welcome to another massive episode of Hold All Tickets. The autumn races are starting to fire up. We've got 7 group races coming up this weekend at Caulfield. Joining us, just like last week, Adam, Brett and Marcus Bazzano. And Adam, you're coming off a concussion. You're coming off your best getting rolled. The only person that had a worse week than you was Bill Gates.
Wasn't my best. Hopefully back it up and get a bit better this weekend. But, geez, that was a bad one.
Yeah, it was a hard watch considering J-Mac had 5 winners on the day.
I know.
He just couldn't follow that one.
Well, we got it right. Someone did win by 2 lengths. It was just the wrong horse. So, yep, we move on.
Good return from 60s too. How are you travelling? You got the moon boot?
Moon boot is still well
and
truly
When does that come
on.
off?
Oh, who knows from now. It will be interesting after this weekend going away for a little bit. So maybe never.
All right, let's jump straight into it because there are plenty of great races in Melbourne and up in Sydney as well. We'll start with race number 7 at Caulfield on Saturday, the Kevin Heffernan Stakes. Zoo Sensation's a $3 favourite. Tom Kitten, good to see him return at $3.30. Sandpaper, probably named after the Aussies and what they did over in South Africa, $6, as is V8 at $6.50. Pretty nice race, this one. Small field again. How did you see this unfolding?
It's good to have some good racing back, isn't it? And this one is certainly a good one to start with. So, look, I looked through this pretty hard. I can't go past Zoo Sensation, to be honest. I think it's just going to be the class horse in this. But it's going to be run at a fair click. So I'm looking forward to seeing that last 300, but I think Zoo Sensation comes out with it.
Yeah, they'll be flying along, Marcus. Certainly.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree as well. It's hard to look past Zoo Sensation. Been great in this prep. So that should win in a small field. Very interesting tactical battle.
Yeah. It had been knocking on the door, hadn't it? And I remember tipping it at Pakenham that day. I think Warney won. Same colours. I was cheering on the wrong horse. But it was good to see it win last start. I think if you're looking for some value here in this race, Feroce's not the worst. I know that it's probably looking for a little bit further, but it did fly first up last preparation in a nice race and had that form around Seapool. So it's sort of $8.50, but I agree with you. Zoo Sensation, certainly the horse to catch here.
Yep.
The Group 2, Rubiton Stakes, race number 6 at Caulfield on Saturday. It's another small field, but plethora of class here in this race. Hedged is your obvious favourite at $2.70. Oak Hill was, I thought, slightly disappointing last start at Caulfield. Had every chance to win that day and didn't. It's on the second line of betting at $3.40. Peloton, which is ticking along nicely, the New South Wales horse that's come down at $4.60. Proved $8.50. Maharaba $12, as is Don't Hope Do. So another small field, but you'd think Hedged is a clear standard here, as the market suggests.
Yeah, and Hedge does go in favourite for a reason. I actually like a few things in this. You look at Proved as well and you go, that was a bad run last start. We forgive that. Its run before that was pretty tidy. So you think at its best it can certainly shape up here. The one I've gone with, though, sits further down the list and Don't Hope Do. I think this is a very underrated horse and its sectionals are pretty good and it places generally, I think it's got a 67% place rate. So I think we're looking at a really good horse there and its last run wasn't great, but it did get boxed up a fair bit. So I'm thinking Don't Hope Do at $12 is the one that I'm going to go with. But if it can get past Hedged, it's a good run.
There you go, a little bit of value at $12, Marcus.
Yeah, I'm going to go with back-to-back Malin wins, actually. I'm going to go with Peloton. Just getting better and better over this prep and just another one with another win at this last start, and it was fairly convincing as well.
I'm with Hedged. I couldn't go past what it dished up last start in the Australia Stakes. Back to the 1100 is absolutely no issue, and it's run well at Caulfield before, albeit without winning. It's a couple of placings there, and this horse is low flying. So I reckon $2.70 is a pretty good, generous price if you're really confident, which I am. I think you take that and run. Caulfield. Race number 3, the Blue Diamond Prelude for the Colts and Geldings. This is a Group 3 over the 1,100 metres, and this is a magnificent race. Guest House, $1.95, Eternal Warriors at 650, as is Stretton Ruler. High Alert 750. Euro Canto that got scratched at the barriers first up and didn't get around. We see again on Saturday at 850. This is a really nice race, especially if you like them to go on and win the Blue Diamond. You might as well back them now rather than how they go on Saturday, and then watch their price get cut in half.
Well, what do you look for, Brownie, in horses with 0 to minimal starts?
There's a lot of educated guessing involved because you're never quite sure. Some look great at track work, some trial really well, but it's not until they get to the races and you can see them perform on game day that you really know what you're going to get. But certainly I don't like diving in to horses that I haven't seen a lot, unless you get stable mail or owner mail, which gives you a bit of a steer in the right direction.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's pretty hard, but once they run a good race, and this is what's going to happen this weekend, everything will shorten real quick. Yeah. So in this, you look at it and you go, Guest House on its last run probably deserves to be a favourite, but $1.95 favourite seems a little short for me given some of the horses behind it. But I've looked at one here and it's Eternal Warrior. So its last run was on actually a soft track. Everything else ran on a good track. I think what I saw in trial work too, it's got pretty good form over on the good track. So I think it might step up, and its sectionals were pretty classy too. So I'm taking a little bit of value with Eternal Warrior on this one.
Yeah, I'm with Stretton Ruler, which comes out of the same race as Eternal Warrior. They went around in late November at Caulfield, and having gone back and watched that replay again pretty closely, Stretton Ruler wide gate was caught 3 wide most of the trip, and still had the audacity almost to kick away and almost win. And it took a really good performance from Eternal Warrior to run it down on the line. So that's probably why the bookies can't separate those two. But Philip Stokes is a really good trainer. It's trialled up well, and if you are prepared to take Guest House on at the short price, I think those two, Eternal Warrior or Stretton Ruler, could be the value. So it's always difficult, but Stretton Ruler, $21 right now to win the Blue Diamond. If it comes out and runs well, you'll be getting $8 straight up.
What did you get it for?
No, I haven't had a futures just yet, but that'd be the one I'm sort of leaning towards. So yeah, we'll talk futures a little bit later, but I don't do futures in 2-year-olds. Fillies, Blue Diamond Prelude, and Jacaranda, which is also nommed for a race up in Sydney. So we'll have to wait and see which way the Hayes boys go. But I think it'll be running in this one, $3.90 favourite. Streisand, $4.20. Moana Spirits, $4.60. Ruby's Choice, $8. And this is a little bit of a bigger field here for the fillies. But Jacaranda, after what it did, it was a field of 3, which always makes things a little bit unusual.
Yeah, how much do you actually read into a win with a field of 3?
Hard, but it did put away the favourite, who was the Godolphin runner, and ran away from him and looked nice and professional. So I suppose that's all you take out of that. Yeah. Plus you hope the horses come on a little bit from that run.
Yeah. Enough to be favourite here?
I think so, yeah. There's a lot of upside.
I think it's a deserved favourite on this one, but it is a longer odd favourite, obviously. I do like to look in the sectionals and see what the times were, particularly over that last 400. The one that caught my eye last time out is Moana Spirit. It ran the 1100. I think everything else in here has run the 1,000 rather than the 1,100, but its times over the 1,100 were as fast as everyone else over the 1,000. So I think Moana Spirit is probably the one I'm going to go for, and with 2 wins, you can't knock the form. But as you said, Jacaranda was pretty classy in this last race as well. The one that I am hearing a little bit and comes in at $16 is the Hayes Boys one, Portinari. So keep a bit of an eye on that each way, but I don't think it's going to have it needs a run. This is what we were talking about before. You need to at least have one run. Right? Yeah. So a couple of these are probably going to run all over the track, hopefully keep it clean. I love seeing these first runners tackle over the track like a yacht, but hopefully we can get a clean race and Moana Spirit can lead them and win at the end.
There's a horse, Medicinal, that's, they reckon, very cool and relaxed horse in the stables. Not too sure why. But, yeah, there's plenty of horses that do a little bit wrong. They over race. You can see mouth open, throwing their head around. So the horses that that don't do that. Nice and professional.
And
this
is the one that I always laugh is like a good horse, a jockey sitting on a good horse doesn't have to do a whole lot, right? This is where the jockeys don't get paid enough.
Yeah.
They jump on these juvenile horses that just run everywhere.
Yeah.
And you can see them fighting and wrestling the horse. By the end of it, they must be stuffed. And they get a half an hour break and then jump on something else again. So this is where the athlete comes out.
Correct.
How important is it, say you're watching the race and you're having a look at the horses in the mounting yard, especially ones that, like this race coming up, how important is that before you place your bet to especially experienced horses?
Some people take it very serious. The horses that sweat up a lot and get nervous, real flighty and looking around, not really focused on the job, all play a role with these young horses that haven't been to the races too many times. Some never at all, so can throw them off their game.
We love a mounting yard expert though. You hear them all. It's like, oh, he's sweating up. And yeah, that's fine. The sweating up part.
Wins by 10 lengths.
Or it's like, oh, they just took a dump, so therefore put all your money on there. It's going to be lighter.
The mounting yard expert.
Straight in the round book. Well, that's a quick look at Caulfield. As I said, there's 7 Group 2 and Group 3 races, so absolutely outstanding. Now it's time for the Black Book. Sign up to Punters Light account to get your free access to the Black Book feature. Never miss a Black Book winner. Now I found one, as I do, a little bit obscure.
Oh, here we go. Where is it?
Tuesday I was working and Townsville. You
always say you were working.
I was feet up on the table, watching the races, having a bet, as I like to do. But March Madness, race 4, absolutely flew, savaged the line for a really good second. And another 20 metres and it wins, right? And immediately caught my eye. I put it in the Black Book and it was 18-1 that day. It wasn't in the market. And I thought, this horse will win a race. The only problem was when I checked its career stats, it's a 29 start maiden. Right? But that's okay. That's okay. It's in form. And
this prep's the one.
The law of averages says it's going to happen soon.
Yeah, correct. It'll win a race. Hopefully, I'm adding it to the Brown Book as I call it. But
this might be the shortest lived one that we've ever seen in the Brown Book.
We'll give it 2 starts somewhere in Cairns or Townsville, and if it can't get the job done for us, it'll be out. But yeah, that's March Madness there. Sign up to your own Black Book for free. Punters Light account. Head to punters.com.au and sign up today.
Quick one. If you're punting without data, you're already behind. Here's 5 reasons why you should subscribe to Punters Plus. Predictor rates each horse's winning chances using stats, forms, and patterns. Plus, you can set your preferred form factors and apply them to each race. Sectionals helps you compare each horse's different sectional times, filtering past runs to the conditions so you can see which horse is fastest when it counts. Tipper's Edge shows you who the smart punters are backing, so you can see the tipper's price compared to the latest bookie odds, so you can find an edge in the market. Punter's Edge compares the punter's price using an AI model built by punters themselves to predict the true odds of a horse in comparison to the current market odds, providing you with an accurate representation whether a horse is overvalued or undervalued. Punters Plus unlocks every article and breaking news so you can stay up to date all year round. Oh, and one last thing, it just makes sense. Punters Plus, $4.99 for the first month. Terms and conditions apply. To subscribe, head to punters.com.au.
All right, now we'll go up to Sydney because there's some great races up at Randwick as well. The Eskimo Prince Stakes, which is a Group 3 over the 1,200 metres. And Tempted returns $1.70 for Kieran Maher and Chad Schofield. $4.20 next line of betting. Rubiton's back at $5.50. Watson, which has been racing in really, really good order for the Waterhouse Spot team. Sort of surprised a few up there, I think. Is on the double figure odds of $10. Rivellino, we know that horse, $18. This is a small field, but clear standout being Tempted after what it did last preparation, Adam.
Oh, yeah. And I love this horse, so I'm looking forward to seeing it coming back. I actually think $1.70 is a bit long. I reckon it probably had shortened into about $1.40.
Yeah.
It's classy. It's got the speed. I can't see any of these knocking it off. You mentioned Watson. I think that's one to keep safe and possibly get an each way bet on. I don't know if you saw its run last week. Streaked him by 3 lengths and it was just classy. So I'm really intrigued to see what happens next with Watson, because I think it's coming up the grades very quickly, and I just think this one might be a little bit out of its range, but definitely in there for a place chance.
Yeah, they've thrown it in the deep end, haven't they? But why not? The horse is in form, and it's got a fitness edge on a couple of these that are first up, so it might run a cheeky race. But yeah, tempted anything that can only be beaten sort of a length and a half from Kaying Rising. What it did in the Everest is good enough form.
There's one horse in here that I'm a few in the office have heard regularly from me, but Woderton. Is this not the most overhyped horse going around? Like everyone keeps you sit there and listen to the Channel 7 coverage and it's like, this thing's going to win by miles, blah, blah, blah. And then you find out half of them are in it and own it. It never runs well. So if it runs well this time, I will be eating humble pie.
Yeah.
After Rosalind Star lost last week, that's brave
I know,
saying that now.
But it'll probably come out and be tempted by 2 lengths.
It does just enough to prick my interest for next time, but it can run a poor race every now and then, Woderton.
But it was meant to take on the world.
Yeah.
And it just hasn't lived up to the hype.
There's a lot of big name horses in this one, obviously. Tempted, Woderton, Rivellino, even Memo.
Yep.
Who are you looking forward to ahead of Wharton and this year out of those runners? Not in terms of the highest of heights, but just one you're going to keep an eye on out of interest.
I fell in love with Tentaurus during the spring when
it made us a bit of money, so we'll take it.
Yeah, didn't it? She's an Alibi is one that I'll keep a close eye on. I think that'll win a really nice race in the autumn. And Observer returns, the Derby winner. I don't mind it as a horse. And then obviously Autumn Glow's the superstar. I reckon work a few futures around some of those horses.
Yeah, perhaps some of those will feature in the futures.
Any others that sort of a bit left field?
Yeah, look, I had Transatlantic because I thought it ran really well. But then it's not going to run the autumn now. It's just going to go straight into the winter carnival. But the one I'm really interested to see, and thanks to the VRC for not kicking me out of the restaurant on the day, was the Oaks winner, Strictly Business. So that for me was one of the best runs I've seen. Really looking forward to seeing that come back. I think it's coming back at Caulfield and then going into South Australia. So it'll be interesting to see how that path goes because everyone was expecting it to head up to Sydney. Yeah. So, but that will be one for me to watch because it's either going to be the greatest Oaks winner that never does anything, or it's going to come back firing and we're going to see something pretty special. Yeah,
there's a little bit of that with Observer too, because Derby winners notoriously don't go on and do too much either. So we'll wait and see, but I like those two.
I like the ownership group of Strictly Business too. Like that was fun to watch. So they enjoyed that one.
Loose units. Race 7's Inglis Millennium, a $2 million race. Now this is a big field and a wide open betting affair. Plagiarism, $5.50, as is Fireball, a couple of really nice horses. Calamari Ring, which we saw win on debut. Jacaranda, who I mentioned, is nommed for Caulfield as well. So see where the Hazers take that horse. Star of Jamaica for the Munts teams, $9.50. Alibaba that won at Caulfield last start. Eurocanto, the favourite, got taken out and it left that door wide open for Alibaba for Kenny and Casey Keys, $11. This is a nice race. It'll be difficult to find the winner here. How did you find this race?
This one is a tough one, but I don't find it as difficult as you probably do, actually. I'm pretty confident on Fireball. I think that one is just going to be the class horse out of this. It's a big field, but all horses aren't created equally. So there's probably 4 or 5 in here that I think are pretty strong. The rest will be interesting to see if anything can pop up and surprise us. But Fireball for me is the one I'm going to be going for. I think drawn out of a barrier 3-2, gets a good run. If J-Mac can keep it safe, as it did, all credit to him, kept Rosalind Star safe last week, just couldn't get the kick. If he can keep it safe, I think it'll get a pretty tidy run home. Plagiarism for me is the unknown. It's going to be out of barrier 10. It's going to get caught in a bit of traffic. I'm not sure it's going to be able to get through as easily as they would like, but you would never underestimate a Waterhouse horse there.
I got done for plagiarism back in my school days too. We had to do
that's a surprise to all of us, mate.
I think the book was Othello, one of the Shakespeare ones. Bloke
you don't strike me as
bloke next to me wrote a great essay and I wrote the exact same thing down. Star of Jamaica was one that caught my eye for the inform Chris and Corey Muntz. Do they know how to present a horse, especially a young one? Got rolled on debut and then it came out and won really, really well last start. I know that sort of going to Sydney and taking on the bigger stables with these really expensive horses is difficult. But, yeah, that at $9.50 is...
Dropping in weight as well, 2.5 kilos from its last start.
But I won't be having a bet in this race. This is just one that I'll watch them go around and hopefully don't just look at the first couple across the line, but some that finished 5th, 6th, 7th that caught your eye might not have had the best of luck that you think can be a little bit more progressive as well.
Yeah, look, Kieran Maher's got 4 or 5 horses in this too, and I always look at it and go, where's he put his favourite jockey? You got to think if he's put Tommy Berry on Garnis Khan, that's probably they're looking at that to kind of step up.
Yeah, for not this one, but maybe the next couple.
One. So keep an eye on that one too.
100%. All right, let's jump into best bets for the weekend. We'll start with you, Adam, after you dropped the M word here on this show and the moral went under. I'll never let you.
Not the first time.
No, not the first time. I did the week before.
You and the 28 people who messaged me afterwards didn't let me forget about it. Some of the messages I got were, good feedback. Good feedback for this week.
Didn't you say clip this up if it does lose?
Yeah, it does lose. I knew that
Social
top
teams.
a bit of a whacking for it. I have gone a bit different this week. I do like Fireball in the race we were just talking about, so I'm going to take $25 on Fireball. Another one is Don't Hope Do. I think at $12 that's overs for me, so I'm putting $25 on that. And then I'm taking a $50 multi. I'm doing what you did with Tentaris last carnival. Yeah. So Fireball, Zoo Sensation, and Tempted into a $50 multi.
Nice. Beautiful. I've got 2 bests. First one's not part of the betting strategy, but I've got Mail, Colac Friday, race 1, number 1, Heine's Bar, right? Harry Coffey rides. This is a Tornado gelding. One and Warrnambool jump out really well. The owners, you've got to be careful of owners' tips, but they sent something through yesterday saying a very nice horse.
I was going to say, what degenerate pub regular did you get this tip from, Andy?
No, we get good wild mail. So they said if it gets beat, it'll take a very, very good horse to knock it over Heine's Bar. So that's just a little side note. Mm-hmm. I don't even think prices are out yet for Colac, but hopefully it can jump and win. But my best is Caulfield, race 5, number 1. And I think Observer is a star, potential superstar. I know that 1,400 metres is short of, its best trip, but the Derby winner hopefully can come back in really good order. Small field. There's not a lot there that it needs to beat, and I think it's going to kick off this preparation in very, very good order. So race 5, number 1, Observer. Marcus.
Well, in a very autumn-heavy show, it seems written in the stars, Randwick, race 2, number 12, Autumn Break. It's also the favourite as well, so that might play a little bit of convincing when in my pick.
Beautiful. There's great racing right across the country this weekend. I hope you enjoyed the show. Tune in next week.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.